Hi everyone, welcome back. I have a Makeup Revolution haul for you today. Do excuse the minimal makeup, but there's a few bits in this haul that I'm going to want to try for you and for me, and so I have not done my brows and stuff like that just so I can try them. Now if you've never ordered from Makeup Revolution before, they come in this sort of packaging. It's like a plastic bag. They are all bubble wrapped, so I've taken all the bubble wrap off, and I've never received anything damaged due to the packaging from Makeup Revolution, but I will say that it's obviously not the most glamorous or thought about because it is affordable makeup. You know, it's not the sort of makeup that's expensive. So the first thing I'm going to grab out are these two palettes here. Now I haven't tried these at all. I've got the Ultra Contour palette and the Radiance palette. Now I believe the Radiance one is supposed to be a dupe of some of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. I don't own any of them, so I don't know. But my friend Autumn does, and I might just ask her if I can swatch hers next to mine. So the packaging's lovely. It's a beautiful rose gold. It has a sticker which shows you the colours inside, the shades. The packaging is their original sort of shiny black packaging. I love Makeup Revolution's packaging. The matte ones they do are harder to keep clean and wipe clean, but these tell you on the back as well what they are. Opening it up, I've got a film which I will just chuck away, to be honest, and a nice big sturdy mirror, very again true their style, and those are the three shades there. So these are not so much highlighters or very subtle highlighters. I do own their highlighter palette, and that's why I wanted this Radiance one, because I really enjoy that. You've got like, this one's like a beigey sort of colour, and the middle one is more like a champagne. I love that one, and the one on the far end is like a gold colour. I'm not sure I'm going to make that gold colour work, and as you can see, you can barely see those. I'm not sure how I'm going to make this gold colour work. I might even just see what that's like on the lid actually. But I'm really excited to play with that. So that's the Radiance palette. And next we've got the Ultra Contour palette. Now I wanted to try this, but I was in two minds about the bronzer palette that I bought from them. Emily Noel owns that and she loves it, and I have started to like it, but I originally didn't like it, so I was unsure about whether to get this because I was worried as a pale girl that the shades just wouldn't work for me, but we'll have a look. So it says shiny packaging again. Oh, okay, so it comes with the plastic film again and the sturdy mirror. So the banana sort of powder that you would usually put under your eyes, I can't usually wear those banana shades because the fact that I'm so fair, it just makes me look sort of yellow and sort of ill. The other shades at the top I can wear. I'm interested about that one. Oh, look at that, that's gorgeous. Oh, it's such a shame that you can't pick that up. That's really, really nice. And then I think this middle shade I should be able to. I think this one's not going to work for me. The first two I think I should be able to use. Let's just give it a try. I'm going to use my Duo Fibre Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to pick up this middle shade here. Very powdery, but they usually are. Let's see if you can see that. Oh right, okay. So yeah, that's not too pigmented, which I like. That's very sort of natural. That's the look as before and after. And I'm not even at my palest right now, so I think I can go a shade darker. I think I could afford a hair darker on this as well. Okay, let's try a little bit down the forehead. I'm going to try this first shade here. Be best if I showed you, wouldn't it? I'm going to need a bigger brush for that, because I have a huge 5 head rather than a 4 head. Still picking up that first shade. So I think I'm going to really enjoy this actually, because I'm not one for wearing bronzers during the winter, but at the same time just picking up that second shade as well that I used. In fact, I'll just mix the two under my chin. So I don't like wearing bronzers in the winter, but I don't want to look so sort of pale and maybe my face like a potato, so I think I might use this during the winter a lot. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I quite like that. I think I prefer it to the bronzer palette. I'll have to have a play with that, won't I, a bit more. I've got Milani's Luminoso blush on, so let me just try a little bit of the highlighter. So I'm just going to pick up this shade here. That's really lovely. It reminds me, because it's so subtle, it reminds me of Wet n Wild's Reserve Your Cabana bronzer. That's beautiful. I think really if you had this palette, you may not need the the Radiance palette or the highlighter palette. I'm really loving this so far. This is a really interesting colour. If you see, it's sort of marbled, but it's got like gold, yellowy gold running through it. So yeah, that was the Ultra Contour palette, and I'm liking that so far. The last palette I got was Neutrals versus Neutrals, like that. I'm sorry to say, guys, I have used this. I bought it specifically for my brother's wedding, which is, sorry, my stepsister's wedding, which has been and gone. So do excuse that it's not perfect. And as I say, I've wiped it with a baby wipe, but when they have this matte finish to them, they are difficult to wipe clean. It has the sturdy mirror, and just it comes with a brush. These brushes are usable. You get the flat end for packing on colour or pigment, and then a fluffier side. Too small for me for blending, but for application of colour in the crease, it's quite good. Oh, sticking my fingers in it already. So, just look at those. I mean, I die. I actually die. Look at those. These colours are just absolutely stunning. You've got pinks, you've got gold, you've got some cooler toned here, you've got some fantastic mattes. I expected this to be top row mattes, bottom row shimmers, like they do in the their dupes of the Lorac Pro palettes 1 and 2, because I have those. But obviously it's not, but you do get still a decent amount of mattes. When I was at my brother's wedding, I wore this warm, almost red colour in the crease, because obviously it's an autumn wedding, it looked lovely. I blended it out with this colour here. This is the one I use for like transition. I used this colour and that colour for highlighting. I used this colour for deepening up both these for deepening up the outer corner. I used a pigment on the lid, which I'll go through in a minute, but I was really, really happy with the look. If I can get a picture, I'll insert it here for you. But I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of this. I think it's absolutely stunning. It may potentially be, maybe, I don't know whether to use or not because I haven't used it enough, but to look at for sure, it's got to be my favourite palette I've bought from them so far, and I own a lot of palettes from Makeup Revolution. So I'm going to go on to the 3 pigments I bought. These were just £1 each, which is ridiculous. This whole order I think came to less than 40 quid, guys, including postage, which is free after a certain point. The one that I wore for my brother's wedding was this one here called Dynamic. Now, these are going to be a total mess to swatch as pigments are, but I'm going to do it for you anyway. Now what happened is I was trying to get some of the the pigment out of the little shaker into the lid, and the stopper came out and the pigment went everywhere. So I wasn't impressed with that, but I thought for £1, really, what can I say? And I did apply it wet, and this swatch is obviously dry. Now the best way I found to apply this colour is apply it wet, wait for it to dry, blend it how you want it, and then apply another layer of dry over the top of the wet where you want it to be most striking, if that makes sense. So that's Dynamic. The other colour, I actually thought, looking at the website, that these were going to be very similar, and they are, but they're actually more different than I realised they would be. This one is a more cooler toned version. It's called Agonise. Gosh, that's just beautiful. I nearly said beautiful then. My husband goes mad when I say beautiful without a T. There we go, look at that one. It's just gorgeous. See, I am not that great at pulling off cool toned shadows, but this one is so multifaceted, and it you know, it actually has some warmth in it, and I think I could totally pull that off. And the last one is Cautious. And that's that one there. So they're just stunning. I'm not that great at describing colours, so you'll have to bear with me. I think my favourite has got to be the one I wore, Dynamic. Second favourite, Cautious, and then this darker one. But that darker one has not just got sort of grey in it, it's got silver, it's got some gold in it. It's really, really beautiful. Can't wait to play with those more. I haven't played with pigments in a long time. The only pigments I own are Barry M ones. And that was when I was younger, and I used to just wear one eyeshadow look, pink eyeshadow, seriously, all day, every day when I wore it. So yeah, next we'll move on to what else is in here. The other item that I wanted to try today, which is why I didn't put any lip product on, is the Ultra Velour Lip Cream, and it's in the colour All I Think About Is You. I do have one of their lip lacquers that dries down matte, and I bought the wrong colour. It wasn't for me. It made my teeth look yellow, which is actually quite a deal to do for me. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I often get told, oh, your teeth look very white. So for something to make my teeth look yellow, it must be really awful. And I didn't like it, so I'm really excited to try this. I think it's going to be pigmented. I'm worried it's going to be a hot mess, so by the end of the video we'll know if it bleeds everywhere. Oh my god, that smells amazing! Oh my god, I want to lick it. You know, you hear people say that and you think, oh, they're just trying to exclaim how much they like it. I actually want to lick this. I'm going to lick it. Okay, it doesn't taste of anything. Oh, it smells like cake batter. Like actual cake batter. It feels gorgeous. It's not as pigmented as I expected, which I'm not saying is a negative thing. We'll see. It's made a mess talking. What an interesting texture. I've never felt anything like that before. It's not sticky. It's the least stickiest non-matte product I've ever put on my lips. I don't mind stick, but it's got no stick to it whatsoever. It feels like, you know, if you've ever touched a cream to powder formula, and you move it between your hands, your fingers, before it turns to a powder, like you feel like it's going to turn to a powder. That's what this feels like. Okay, so I can already see it starting to bleed. I'm going to put another layer on because it's not as pigmented as I thought. I think this is probably, it strikes me on first impressions as actually quite a high maintenance lip product, and you'd definitely be better off with a lip liner. Okay, so that's the Ultra Velour Lip Cream in All I Think About Is You. The next thing I'm going to pull out of my, oh, I've wanted this for so long, I've actually tried it before. It's the Awesome Metals Foil Finish in Rose Gold. Is it Rose Gold? It's the Rose, yeah, it's called Rose Gold. I was going to say it's the Rose Gold coloured one. It comes with a little tray and a little dropper to mix the product in, but that's a load of faff and you absolutely don't need to do that. I've had everyone say that, and I've tried it for myself, so I know that that's true. So it comes like a little pot like this. I've never tried Colourpop shadows, but I imagine them to be like this. So I'm just going to swatch it. It's wet to the touch. Look at that. Boom. I've never seen anything so foiled. It's just, I knew I'd love the formula because I've tried it, and I knew I'd love the colour because I've tried it, but I didn't buy any of the other shades because I didn't actually like any of the shades. It's just such a shame, and I hope that they bring out more shades because that is stunning. And I'm not sure I'm even going to keep the accessory bits because I don't think you need it. I also got this bronzer. I don't need another bronzer, so don't ask me why I got it. I really don't know. But I think I actually got the wrong one. My friend recommended one of their bronzers, and I don't think it was this one. But I've gone for it anyway, and it's the Ultra Bronze. So it doesn't say a colour. I think the Ultra Bronze just comes in one colour, and look at the size of that. Massive. Okay, so let's give this one a little go. There's no mirror in it. Excuse me. I'm just putting it on my nose just because that's the, on the rest of my face, because that's the only place that doesn't actually have any product, so I can see what it looks like. Yeah, it's quite light. Excuse me, I've dropped it. It's quite light, so this would be good for fair girls. I get the impression you'll be able to pack that on. It reminds me a lot of Rimmel's Sunlight bronzer. Let's see if I've got that to hand. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me quite a lot of that one. So, quite light. If you like a subtle bronzer or you're quite fair, then that might be one to try. And the last product is the brow kit. It's the I Heart Makeup, which is like a derivative of Makeup Revolution. It's I Woke Up This Groomed. I wanted to go for this because I do love my sleek eyebrow kit in light, and I wanted to buy it in medium, and then I realised they don't sell it in medium, they sell it in light or dark, which I think is ridiculous. And I do want to go a shade darker now. I'm red, but I didn't want to go dark. I was too scared to buy the dark one. So it looks like that. It's got a mirror in, which is handy. It's got a little pair of tweezers and a little eyebrow brush, which is great for travel. I'm just going to pop them down there. You have wax and powders. I don't often wear wax, so I'm just going to go with my Real Techniques brow brush straight into one of the colours. Which one should I go for? I'm just going to go in straight with what I think is the darkest one. Just, why not? Let's just get stuck in the deep end. Okay, so I'm wearing a white top and that just fell out onto me. Oops. Just going to lean forward a bit. Oh, so it is quite dark. I'm trying to use quite a light hand. I do like a natural brow, by the way, guys, and I dye my eyebrows this colour. They're actually completely white, my eyebrow hairs, because I'm such a fair blonde underneath all this red hair dye. So I like powders because I don't know about you, but I can get away with not using a spoolie when I use eyebrow powder instead of anything else. Okay, I like that. I think it's more, for me, a going out colour. I'm not sure it's a daily sort of colour. An everyday colour rather. I think what would be better is to use one of the lighter shades on the inner side of the brow here, I think. But I'm not gonna have, I've not done it or thought of it quick enough, so we're going with this. Okay. So I'm aware my eyebrows aren't even. I was born this way, guys. I'm just gonna actually, because I want to thicken this up, but I think it's gonna look silly with too dark, so I'm just gonna take some of the light, the middle one and the lighter one. These are very pigmented products, guys, beware. Just gonna pop that there. Let's even that up a bit. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to, if I'm going for a darker brow, get a little bit better at making my eyebrows even. But for today, that'll do. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this haul. Let me know in the comments if you've been enjoying anything from Makeup Revolution recently, and if there's anything you think that I should try that I don't already own, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!